right, y'all with me? Okay, I just wanted to go over real quickly something that me and my wife just went over. Um, you'll see here, we are in Genesis chapter 10, and we can start off with the lineage of Japheth. Now, these are the way that all nations are divided on the earth. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, Tiras, and the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Repaz, and the sons of and Repath, and let's see, where is it? Togarmah, and the sons of Javan, Elishash, Tarshish, Kittim, Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families and their nations. Notice that these are the Gentiles right here. They are of the son of Japheth. They are not the sons of Shem. So the Shemites are the line of people that have the Eberites, also known as the Hebrews, and then on down the line to Israel, who is Jacob. That is the line, the biblical line of the chosen people of Israel. So there is a difference between the Semites or the Shemites and the Japhethites. There is a difference. And then even a further division, there are specific Japhethites which are going to be around at the end of the world. That would be Gog and Magog. If you'll read Ezekiel 38 and 9, also Revelation chapter 20, that Gog and Magog will be big players at the end of the world. So, who are Gog and Magog? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the map. Magog, look, the land of Magog. Togarmah, to see that name popping up again. Gomer, Meshach, Tubal, and look, there's Israel there. And so here is, I believe that is the Black Sea right here. I think this is the Black Sea here. And so that would mean Ukraine is in this area here, right smack in Magog, right? So, all right, that's the map of Gog and Magog. So you can see that's connecting already to some things that are going on today. So we've got Russia and Ukraine right here in the middle. Don't forget Magog and Togarmah. Don't forget that name, Togarmah. All right? Let's look. Here is the Ukraine. There's the Black Sea, Crimea, and Russia right here. And the territory of the Japhethites, right, in this region between Gomer, Magog, and Togarmah. You see, we've also got here, let's look at another map with some rare history in it. So this is a nation that you may or may not be familiar with. Let's look at the map of Khazaria. Have y'all heard of Khazaria? So Khazaria was an empire that ruled from about 650 on till about 950 AD. This would be the time of the Muslim conquer. So you can see below here, you've got the Caliphate here, and that's the Islamic rule. And then you see to the west, you've got the Byzantine. This is the Christian rule. So the Khazarian Empire was in between these two major powers, but also exerted a major influence over the region. And you'll see that Kiev is right there, Ukraine is right there on the border of their territory right there. You'll see that Khazaria is, the ancient Khazarians are, this territory is a territory that is now being fought over, that right now is being fought over. So who are these Khazarians today? well if we look at some history of the Khazarians. If we look at the Khazar correspondence, let's look and see who these people are. So here is the actual letter, the Khazar correspondence. Let's see, what is it though? It says the Khazar correspondence is a set of documents which are alleged to date from the 950s or 960s, that'd be AD, so about 1,000 years ago, and to be letters between Hesdai, I don't know how to pronounce that name, Ibn Shaprut, foreign secretary to the Caliph of Cordoba, this is in Spain, and Joseph Kagan of the Khazars. The correspondence is only the one of only a few documents attributed to a Khazar author and potentially one of only a small number of primary sources on Khazar history, because there's not a lot of information on these people. It says ostensibly it gives both account of the Khazar conversion to Judaism. This is important. Khazar conversion to Judaism, right? And of its progress in subsequent generations, as well as potentially showing that within a generation of the fall of the Khazar Empire in 969, the Khazar state was still militarily powerful and received tribute from several polities. So the Khazar people were very, very powerful, and they converted to Judaism. They converted to Judaism. These are people in Gog and Magog territory that converted to Judaism about 1,300 years ago. So let's ask this question. Let's just say you have a group of Jews, a group of Jewish people, a group of Israelites that were disobedient and were punished by the Father. And the punishment was that they would lose their land and lose their inheritance. Would there be an inheritance up for grabs? Yes, there would be. And let's just see who these people, the Khazars, claim to be from. All right? So let's look at the actual letter, the actual correspondence between these Jews in Spain, which, if we know anything about history, that the Jews in Spain and Portugal were known to be dark-skinned people. Black, dark-skinned black, not Arab or anything like that. Black Jews. And historical records attribute that. I mean, you can go and look all this stuff up on your own, but these Jews of Spain, not the Sephardi Jews, which you know of today, but the Spanish Jews from the medieval time period and earlier, were black. They were black. And let's just see what the correspondence says. And so we're going to skip to Joseph. This is King Joseph of Khazar. We're going to skip to his portion because he's going to say the thing that you need to hear. So, well, one thing that you need to hear from the first correspondent from the Sephardi in Spain, it says, I always ask the ambassadors of these monarchs who bring gifts about our brethren, the Israelites, the remnant of the captivity, whether they have heard anything concerning the deliverance of those who have languished in bondage and have found no rest. It says that he was anxious to know if the 10 lost tribes existed as an independent Hebrew state anywhere. So he's asking, are you guys Hebrews? Are you of the 10 tribes? And this is what Joseph says in return. It says, you ask us also in your epistle, of what people, of what family, and of what tribe are you? It says, know that we are descended from Japheth through his son Togarmah. So look at this. They are descended from Japheth through his son Togarmah, but now are of the Jewish religion, and being of the Jewish religion makes you also Jewish yourself. So imagine generations later, would that distinction be made? would you be able to say, hey, these are the original and these are the ones that came in later? So it appears that these Eastern European Jewish nations are all descended, or people are all descended from King Joseph and the Khazarian Empire. Now, he wasn't the one that actually converted the entire nation. It was one of his great grandfathers that did that. But in this nation, there existed a huge, oh, well, the entire nation was Jewish. And it was a nation of about 1 million people. You see the size of you see the size of the country. It takes up a huge amount of land. So this was no small kingdom. This was no small force. This was a powerful force in Eastern Europe, Asia, and what we know of now is Russia and Ukraine. And look at who right today are at war. Russia and Ukraine. And don't think that it's a regular war where, two sides are just squaring off. It appears to be an agreed upon war, which seems to be right up the alley of people that are related. People that are related. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, I just wanted to point out a few things about what's going on in the news today, because these are end time happenings. These are wars and rumors of wars, but not just any wars. These are the wars that are going to exist in the last times, the Gog and Magog war. And who is Gog and Magog after in these wars? It's the Israelites. It's the actual Israelites. So, with that being said, we are headed into some serious times right now. So everybody needs to pay very, very, very close attention to what's going on. All right. Shalom, shalom.